You're listening to a 4x4 Radio Network podcast.
Hey, Jeepers and Jeepettes. Welcome to show 111, where we're going to bring to you some vintage Kevin and Scott.
Yeah.
I am Scott, the slapstick parts guy, and I continue on a mission to remember what I was trying to say because I've had my nose into books and doing all kinds of school lessons and stuff like that, with occasionally handing out an occasional part. And while I will share that my co-host Kevin is across the way as I fumble this intro.
Hey, Jeeples, Kevin here, the engineer, the guy who reads the instructions, uses the right tools, and mostly follows the instructions, and typically remembers his lines. But
Who'd want to do that?
who'd want to do that? That's right.
Freeform.
As he said, we're going into show 111, better known as 111.
Yep.
And this is going to be a first for us.
Yes.
It is, as he says, some vintage for you guys.
Yeah.
We realized as we were sitting here frustrated that Jeeping with Judd is coming up, and we're not going to make it this year.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Yeah.
Really wanted to, but life has conspired in such ways that, as Scott said, going back to becoming a student of the radiological arts.
Yep.
And I am in the process of attempting to get my new home and shop built. And both of which have kind of taken time.
Yeah.
And furthermore, Jeeping with Judd, because of, the big C word, has limited the participation levels.
Right.
And so, honestly, it was one of those things where it's better to leave the tickets open for someone else than us taking them up. However, you guys didn't get much of a show about it last year. Most of it was pumped into a very nice video where we did some recording and a lot of videoing. Tried some new video tricks where we have multi-camera angles synchronized, so we're in the Jeep and you get a picture of us and you get to see the Jeep view out the front. And we basically videoed our whole day at Jeeping with Judd.
Yep.
And we are going to release that show to public. And so this is a very short intro. Scott's going to take the audio from that show and put together a podcast for you to listen to if you've got it.
Probably going to be a part A, part B, because it is almost 2 hours.
It's almost 2 hours long, but it's a lot of fun. But I will strongly urge you to take this free opportunity for something that's normally limited to Patreons, and watch the video, because there's a lot of visual humor in the off-camber section. We'll just leave it at that.
Make sure to keep an eye on the microphone, or the CB cable, and the trees behind the picture.
Yes, the trees in the background do funny things, leaning to the right and then leaning to the left. And the cable bops Scott in the face a few times.
Yeah.
And when he puts his head on my shoulder, it's not because he's tired or feeling affectionate.
Aww.
Gravity is taking its a toll.
I could have been trying to wipe the eye booger out of my eye, maybe. I don't know.
You could have, but I could see the look on your face. I mean, Scott's usual jovial self slowly fades away.
Well, because for a brief time, again, we don't get many of these options in Florida because we're flatland.
Yeah.
There's a couple times where you think you're going to die.
Well, what you can't see, and I will set the stage, that on Scott's side of the Jeep, we are right next to a swamp and pond with beady little eyes and nostrils floating along, watching Jeeps go by, going, is it crunchy? Is it tasty?
Hey, that guy likes a lot of hot sauce. He'll be spicy.
So Scott was having some difficulties not having the steering wheel in his hand.
Yeah. It's kind of like when you relinquish control, you're kind of like, but then you kind of realize, hey, it's not my Jeep if we break it.
The only problem is you would have been in the water first.
Nah, it's all right. I know how to swim. But
so with that, folks, we will.
Well, I did want to make a quick little, I guess, announcement, if you will. About the leashes.
Public service announcement. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Over the past few months, I have been witness to some serious accidents.
Right.
And unfortunately, in both of those accidents, the family dog had died.
Yeah. And it was not a good situation.
No.
And I'll save him that because it was a little struggling for him.
Yeah.
Having just traveled with his dog.
Yeah.
And in both instances, it appears that the animal would have survived, possibly unharmed, had the dog been secured with a pet restraint system that clicks into the rear seat belts. These were not Jeep related, so don't go looking for it like that. But these were just situations where Scott and Dory, or just Scott, were at locations where people ran red lights
Yeah.
And dogs did not stay with the vehicle, and it was terminal. And so we ask you, beg of you, if you're carrying a pet in the car, if it's not kenneled and secured down, you need to have it in a body harness. Yeah. Before the show, we went on and looked, and there are multiple.
Yeah, a quick Google search brought up so many. It's not even funny.
Chewy.com, Walmart, Collections, Petco, just to name a few. What is it? Niwa Dogs, Dog Belts, KeepDogsSafe.com. And none of them are that expensive. $10 to $30, depending on the size of your dog, and it clicks into your seatbelt, and it keeps the animal in the vehicle.
Yeah, I know we have a lot of Jeep dogs out there, Jeep cats, Jeep parrots, things like that. But again, it's just as safe. And Kevin even did a quick Google search and found out some states have laws, like Hawaii, a few others out there. That
well, let's see. Just for those that are listening, Connecticut, Hawaii, Maine, Massachusetts, Minnesota, New Hampshire, New Jersey, North Dakota, and Rhode Island all require your dog to be restrained, and more states are working on getting bills passed to that way.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. You may live in a state or travel in a state where restraining your dog correctly and safely is required. But really, don't do it for the law. Do it for your dog.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that said, thoughts and prayers to the families, in that instance. But please keep your Jeep dog safe.
Yeah, that's definitely a plus. But to get back on a more important subject, or not very more important, but less depressing subjects and more to the fun and meat of the potatoes. Meat of the potatoes? Oh, geez Whiz.
He's really disturbed by this one, folks.
I am. Lack of sleep and all that will do that to you. But no, again, so enjoy the show. And like Kevin said, we really hope you check the video out because, again, this was an earlier show. It was a year ago.
Yeah, literally.
And it was a fun time. And, again, we wish we could go. But like Kevin and I always said from the beginning of our shows, as we balance work, family life, Jeeping and everything else, sometimes things take more importance, family, work, whatever. So
it does.
We're hoping that people that got a chance to go this year enjoy it.
Yep, we do. And when we get to the next show, when you guys get in 2 more weeks to show 112, we're going to have a really different In the Garage segment for you.
Oh, I can't wait to share this. Oh, my goodness, man. That is so cool, man. You got to check our pictures.
We're getting down to dirty teasers here. But, yeah,
exactly.
We hope you all are having fun, wheel safely, stay healthy. Hopefully we'll get through this whole thing. And I got to shout out one thing, considering where we both live.
Yeah.
Go Bucks.
Go, yeah.
Awesome Super Bowl.
Yeah, we are definitely the champions, the champion state. Also, a big thank you again to Stacy Lynn Smith.
Yes.
If you have not checked out that show, we made the video public
as well.
Yes.
So you can actually see, for those of you who listened to the podcast last time and heard us talking about the blonde to my right, although she's to your left on screen because of the camera, you can actually now see who we're talking about, and she's been out doing her thing and sending the videos on and around like that. So it's been fantastic. The feedback we've got has been awesome.
Yes,
she's a wonderful character, an awesome wheeler, and a lot of fun to interview.
Yeah, definitely got to have her on again.
So, all right, well, we're going to sign off at this end. Not really a bye, but because there's a bye at the end of the video, so you guys can see that as well as the audio section.
Yep.
So. Anything closing remarks?
Have fun out there, kids.
Have fun. Stay safe.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, Patreons.
Hey guys, Kevin and Scott here from On the Trail with the Kevin and Scott podcast. I'm Scott, the slapstick parts guy that took a moment to buffer because I've had no caffeine, and why doesn't this junk start at noon? With me to my left, who's not really driving at the moment, is Kevin, the engineer and the smart guy of the podcast. Kevin, good morning.
Good morning, folks. We are stopped here. We're on our way to a local event, Jeeping with Judd, over in Polk County, Florida. And we stopped for a hearty breakfast. And just thought we would give you guys...
Can't forget the coffee.
Can't forget the coffee, yeah, even if it's cold, liquid, and pre-canned. And we're headed over to see how Jeeping with Judd's going this year. We checked a couple of posts, saw that it's a little more raucous than it had been in past years.
It's a little floppy.
But I did want to give a shout-out to TJ S. Hurtlocker, who... was checking out one of my posts over on one of our group pages that we frequent. Kurt Eads, our mobile correspondent, has the Jeep Mafia page, and he asked for a build list. And in one of those strange little moments, I said, "Okay, you ask, I'll give.
I'll give.
All 3 pages of build information and a picture." And TJ apparently must be following the show. Hi, TJ. And he's like, "Oh my God. And what did it? Took a whole bunch of screenshots for information off the build. You're welcome, TJ. I hope it's useful to you.
Exactly.
We're in Slightly Altered right now, getting ready to head over, but we're going to grab our wholesome breakfast here real quick. And Scott can take his time, but, I really don't want to try and be balancing a sausage McMuffin on the steering wheel while I'm driving.
Just really quick question, though.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to eat a well-balanced diet. I've got the Monster and I've got the sausage burritos. Does the peppers in the burrito count as a vegetable?
Today they do.
Okay.
Today
good.
they do.
I'm eating a well-balanced food. I got a burrito on each side of the scale.
So after we eat, rather than have you watch us stuffing our faces, we will be right back. Hey guys, we're back. Breakfast was delicious as usual. And came on a little few side effects. Scott was complimenting me on my ability to expel excess gases from my digestive tract.
You sound like a Velociraptor Rex belching up a T-Rex, man. It was rather odd.
Well, we're here in the country of Central Florida. Fortunately, what we are.
Where they judge a man by the height of his truck.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true.
Hey, speaking of which.
And I do love our backdrop for you. If you look straight between us and around the flag that's flapping off the back of Slightly Altered, you're going to see a brand new Gladiator following us in. So I don't know who you are, but hey, welcome. Hopefully he's going to Jeepin' with Judd as well. Hey, one of the things here, kind of since we've got some drive time, we'll cover a little bit of our show topic. And one of the things, we always talk about sharing what worked for us as well as what didn't. And we ask you to do your research. Read the instructions and, of course,
Follow them.
Follow them. Yours truly did a bonehead maneuver.
Cough.
No.
You had a Scott moment.
Well, you call it what you will. Call it what you will. But you guys know I've talked about Slightly Altered a few times for 3 years. And you know that I run Rock Slide Engineering's Power Step / Rock Rails.
First generation. And they're a great product, don't get me wrong. I had some issues with one of the 2 steps, and I talked about repairing it, and it was fine. Well, about a month ago, it quit again, and I was just one of those mumble, grumble, moan, whine, etc., and crawled underneath and used the power probe and did some testing. No, Kevin, no hand gestures while you're driving. Yes, I know. And that's going to be an email.
Well, I caught myself. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right. What did you tell me? No pantomiming.
Yes. And lo and behold, I start getting. I worked yesterday for a while out at the barn, and so got home early enough to let me see what I can do with the step. Maybe I just missed something. So I go ahead, and I'm poking, I'm prodding, I'm checking wiring. I pulled the entire passenger seat out. I'm just short.
You did bolt it back in, right?
Wiggle your butt, see if it moves. Yeah, I guess I did.
Okay.
Whoa, sunlight. Hey, you like the stage lighting here?
The morning glow.
And so I'm like, okay, let me take the seat out. I take the seat out, and I'm just short of actually pulling the step. And I elbowed something that I shouldn't have elbowed. And I looked over, and lo and behold, the micro switch magnetic sensor that operates the seat is dangling down at the floorboards.
Yep.
Oopsie.
Hold that thought. Railroad track.
Pretty mild. Hey, we can actually say Gladiator handles railroad crossings pretty well.
I actually know that.
Yeah,
Moving on.
Well, this is true. We'll get to your story in a minute. Anyway, long story short, the looks like the double-sided tape that they give you in the kit to mount the switch that I was always supposed to go back and screw it to the door jambs, and the tape is there kind of as your temporary test situation.
You skipped a step?
I forgot a step.
Uh-oh.
Yep. And, well, it held for 5 years.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest.
So, anyway, I reached over with my little test light that has a magnetic base, wove the magnetic base at the switch, and the step goes, "Whoop," clocked me in the leg as if to say, "Hey, idiot, I'm here." Rolled it. Oopsie.
You miss me?
Yeah. So, we can all use a reminder to check the simple stuff. So, Scott, since you threw out your little teaser, why don't you share your latest bit of work and acquisition?
Well, basically, long story short, the JK needed a lot of work. We discussed on other previous shows.
Nightcrawler.
Yeah, and the wife's been working really hard. You know, got her BSN, and she's been hinting wanting a new vehicle, but she didn't want to leave the lifestyle. We needed a truck. Diesels are expensive. So we looked at different things and different options, and we discussed way back yonder when the new Jeep truck would come out, we would take a look at it. But it had to tow a certain amount. You know, it had to be what we wanted.
Yeah, you had to go all the way to SEMA to look at it. I know.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that or a Supra. Moving on. So again, we actually had we put some thought into this, and you know, I did some research. I built some vehicles. I did that. I let the first thing came out. One of the things Kevin talks about, and everyone will tell you, never buy the first year of a vehicle because all the problems are working out of it. Well, pretty much from the rear doors forward, it is a JL, which, as we know, has been out for about a couple years now.
Yep.
So most of the mechanical problems have been hopefully hashed out. But as far as that goes, I'm like, you know, let's go take a look. We drove one, and it's like, okay, this is kind of nice, but you know, then you can get caught up in the whole real truck thing. And
if you buy a Gladiator knowing it's a Gladiator,
it's actually a really good buy, and we'll get way more into detail. But I showed up at January 31st, last day of the month, at 6 o'clock.
Remind you that Scott does work for automotive dealerships, so he knows the bookkeeping system.
Yeah, so we walked in there, and a good friend of mine told me they were trying to move 400 units. And again, I got a whole show topic about buying a new car. We'll get to that, trust me. But basically, I pretty much walked in there, and I said, you know, this is what we're looking for. They had an Overlander on the lot, around our price range we were looking at. And so that's when we found out the internet lies. I mean, go figure. The internet lies.
Really?
I mean, oh my gosh.
Don't shock me like that while I'm driving.
I know. So it turns out the Overlanders with the 373 gear ratio will only tow 4,000 pounds. And I know, here come the emails. But it says 6,000. It says this. It says that.
It's after you subtract all the optional weight, your weight.
Oh, not even that.
Oh, really?
It's
stickered?
It actually in the computer has the owner's tower's guide. You click on it, it's been controlled to that vehicle, and it tells you right off the bat, 4,000 pounds. Again, the 373 gear ratio.
Yeah.
The Sport S with the 410 ratios, not max tow package, will tow 6,000 pounds.
Uh-huh.
The Rubicons and the Rubicons will tow 7,000 because again, heavy duty engine cooling, and again, there's more stuff to it.
It's all heat and braking. So
heat and braking, and then you can only get on the Sport S, and the Sport, I think, is the max tow package, and that gives you the 1,700 plus pounds of payload and the 7,500 and a little tiny bit over that of towing.
Yep.
So, and again, the mathematic of taking your bumper weight is 10% of the trailer weight, and that's part of your payload. Then you subtract your payload from who's in the vehicle, the fuel, the gas. You know, you can have 500 pounds of people and stuff like that. So now your payload's only 500 pounds. If the weight of your trailer is 500 pounds of the tongue weight, you're already at limit, and you haven't even added something to the trailer.
Yep.
So we'll get more into that. But long story short, I know, too late. We just decided, you know, they wanted to make a deal, and I said, look, you guys find me the truck I want. It's got to be either Rubicon or max tow package. I'm going across the street to show them we were willing to leave.
Yeah.
and I'm going to have some dinner. Call me when you find one. Sure enough, I was halfway through my chicken sandwich covered in hot sauce when I get the phone call saying, we found it. We go down there, and nope, it wasn't it at all. And off we go, slightly altered. So anyways, we ended up buying a Rubicon soft top. You know, again, it's very nice. You can see this picture on social media. We got a heck of a good deal, because right now deals can be had.
Does that good deal explain the wanted posters that I see in the car dealerships with your picture on it?
Well, the old adage goes, the sales manager, I preempted told everybody, you know, I work for a dealership that shall remain nameless, and that I'm just looking for professional courtesy, you know.
Not a Jeep dealership, I'll add.
Yeah, not a Jeep dealership, but
not even a truck dealership.
Not even a truck dealership. But there are things called, we've all read the internet things about internet pricing and all that, and invoice pricing. There's a lot more to those conversations. Again, we'll get more into detail. But I explained to him, I said, I know about holdback, the whole 9 yards. That's why you're trying to move 400 units this month. I'm number 399, or I was number 400 pretty much. And so as more I'm talking, the more he's clenching his fist. And so lo and behold, and I also knew walking in there that the Gladiator, after the launch edition, has not been selling as well as they hoped. So now they had $2,000 customer cash rebates on everything but the Rubicon. Of course, the day after I buy mine, they have now more rebates, but moving on.
Well, you got your rebate, whether you...
Yeah, I got my rebate.
Whether they called it a rebate or not.
So, you know, I always talk about, you know, finding, you know, used and deals to be had. I actually found a used one in Phoenix, but by the time I paid for transport, I've eaten up my discount.
Yep.
So, but we decided to get the one we wanted with all the options that she wanted, because again, you know, Dory's worked really hard these past 8 years, and it was time. So the good thing is, now I can show some love to Quantum Entanglement.
So you named it and you can't even say
/
it. Quantum Entanglement.
I'm thinking about naming it Mr. Kringle. I'll get more to that a little bit. And those of you who are familiar with pork soda from Primus will know what I'm talking about. So other than that, I pretty much will get more and more detail as I stare and give myself LASIK by staring at the camera into the sunlight. So I've gone on long enough. I think it's time we pause till we get to the event. What do you think?
Oh, that works for me. We'll be back shortly.
Bye.
Hey guys, we're back again. Just a short update. If you look on either side, hopefully it shows up in the widescreen, you're going to see lots of green trees with orange dots. Thought I'd point out to you the orange groves here in Central Florida. It is harvest season here in late February.
That's not where we grow marbles?
Yeah, no, that's not marbles.
Or raw softballs?
Nope, not raw softballs, not even orange tennis balls.
That kind of joke will end up in the pen.
Okay, well, yeah. Just swat that one over the net and let it go.
Moving on.
And you can see our friends in the Gladiator are still behind us.
Yes, it's not mine, just so we know.
No, it's not, and we may have to stop and talk to them when we get there. So anyhow, we're coming up here. We're probably less than a mile away. We're going to hang a left on Cox Road and head back into the backside of Clear Springs Ranch. We're back. The sound quality may change a wee tiny bit since the camera is now facing forward. You're seeing what we're seeing, and you can see the lovely high quality sign here coming up on the right. And you have the Glad still behind us, just so you know. Oh, it looks like somebody's going to experiment with growing hops. That should make the beer drinkers happy.
Yeah.
Those are hop cables. Oh, and looky what we have in front of us. A wet road from the water truck who just is splattering.
And another Gladiator.
Yep.
Very similar to mine, soft top and all.
Soft top and all. Yeah, hopefully this is not carrying through. But yeah, there's been a few mud tires run down this. Is anybody checking here? And I don't think they are. I think they're just sending us on in to registration. Yep. Oh, the aircraft control counter. So let it go. A little bit of a trail ride just getting onto the event.
And it's always been that way. What's the house is in?
Yeah.
You want me to grab your multi-pass?
No, I don't think we need it yet. We gotta walk down there. Trying to see where they're putting us. Oh, they're putting us down. That's fine. I'll head that way. So from this parking lot, folks, we'll go offline. We're gonna head in. We'll go to a hand mount on the camera. Go to registration. Even though I already paid, we got to go get our stickers, and then we'll come back and do a quick tour of the vendor area, and then we'll head out on some trails. How's that sound?
Sounds like a plan.
All righty.
Can we confirm if lane 7's on channel 11?
Must concentrate. Bumpy road.
Folks, this close-up is Scott trying to put the GoPro back in the mount while we're driving.
My tongue's out for effectiveness.
It worked, didn't it? You got it in. Now
Exactly.
give it a good grunt, please.
Snap. Oops. When a righty-tighty becomes a lefty-loosey, is that bad?
Yes.
All right. Real quickly, we just met a couple from Maryland. They're behind us. She is driving her 2007 or older JK with a stick shift
Yep.
from Maryland. So it was Kate, I think.
I think Kate, and the Jeep's Olive. And the gentleman's name,
We forgot.
Andrew? Not Andrew.
Matt, maybe? I don't know. I promise by the end of the video we'll get your names right eventually somehow. But again, from Maryland, they just moved down here, and really nice couple. So let's see here. So now we are starting. We're on we're at Pine Trail.
Pine Trail, which is a moderate. I figured it'd start off. As funny as it sounds, folks, yes, I could have gone for the advances, but this was about meeting people and meeting Jeepers. So you find most of the folks running around the average everyday Jeeper in the moderate trails.
Yeah, and actually I want to cover something which we might cover in the show a little bit. We want to show you, yes, occasionally we do get out and wheel, albeit in a giant group. But one of the things we like to do with the show is Kevin and I like to think of ourselves as infotainment. You know,
We do?
Well, yeah. I mean,
You keep springing things on me.
but infotainment, because we got a lot of information and being very.
So you're the tainment and I'm the info?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That clarifies that.
I'm tainment.
We'll see.
Line is I'm info, and
Yeah, I'm driving.
I am
I'm
driving.
paused for the moment while we raise the hill. You know, and we have a second cam. We'll see how much footage you get, because right now all it's going to show is the back end
Of,
JK
JK,
or
yes.
JL. Yeah, JK.
It's actually the rhino color JKs. I love those colors. Very rare color, actually.
Like the rhinos.
Yes.
At least the hunters aren't taking the horns off of these.
Well, someone needs to be removing horns from some vehicles. Train horns, I'm sorry. I'm going to step on my soapbox. Do not belong in an off-road event.
Not in a crowded off-road event. I know you think you're the cool thing, but it's really when you're trying to listen to the trail leads and getting things moving, and you're running around being the cool guy, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Soapbox done.
Yeah, soapbox done. And kick that thing underneath the Jeep, and we'll pick it up later on the way out. We promise.
And we're coming to our first little hill climb.
Yeah,
No real challenge there.
just typical, you know. It looks like the one thing I do know some people are doing, they're just nosing up a little too far.
Yeah. Pine Run. We got trail guide signs. Boink, 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 boink. A little rocky, a little rolly, but no high centeries.
Yet, is there a gladiator with us? Because I've seen a lot of videos of the bump and runs. Whee! Hey, quick, drive up on the side so we flop like everyone else did this weekend.
No.
Oh, Susan!
You think she's going to bring her rig out here?
I don't know, maybe.
Keep an eye. Yeah, they're behind us.
Okay. What's actually kind of cool is Kevin and I came out here a couple years ago and did part of the setup teams for this event.
Yep.
And it's interesting to see how much everything has grown. There has been a lot of growth, both with the high brush and the fact that the event is actually, seems to be running a little smoother at the moment.
Yes.
A
Wave
lot
at the
of-
course moderators.
Yep. There's been a lot less complaints about traffic this time, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Whee! it's a little bit dusty.
Just a wee bit. The forward cam will show you that.
Exactly.
Of course, while I'm saying this, I probably just cut away to the forward cam in the editing. But you know,
Hopefully, if I did hit record fast enough, because again, it was everyone load up, and I'm mashing buttons going, I don't know if the light blinked. Let's go.
it was amusing, let me tell you.
Yeah. Between him catching me holding the one bumper cam and this is kind of fun. So again, we're on Pine Trail.
Which means we're going to go through
Pine trees.
pine trees. Which
Or-
means the TJ's going to go fine because they make them wide enough to fit the. Well, it used to be wide enough for the JKs, then it was wide enough for the JLs, and now it's got to be wide enough for the Gladiator.
With the wide track front
It's a
axle.
wide track. Let's see if we can get a little bumpy.
And I've seen a this
Unfortunately, we don't have a cam looking sideways because there's a trail over there on the side of the hill
Yes.
going, oh, sand pit.
and we're in it right now a little bit of sugar sand action.
Yeah, you can tell by the engine tone a little bit different, but out of sand.
Yep.
This is a little more of a speed trail. It's kind of fun that way. We're doing about 22 miles an hour.
I think we're going to actually get to the articulation
I don't
part.
see a tail back there, so I didn't drop my. I have my strap tucked into the spare tire. Sometimes it stays, sometimes it falls out. Like the guy up front with the blue bubble rope that's dragging the ground.
Oh. Wonder if they know.
It's just the tip of it. We got to have a cam on the stick because there's some of the cattle literally in the in the course.
Just for real. Ow.
I think he's doing that for effect.
Pretty much, yeah. There's really no sense with the way your suspension is. It's habit after driving the LJ. Yeah. By the way, I found one of my problems was my I was lazy and had to work, did my oil change. They put 40 psi in my tires.
Oh,
Like, why am I feeling every single nickel, every single crack, every single pebble in the road?
because you're driving on round
Rocks.
the bricks.
Exactly. Ooh, look, cow
Hey.
patty.
Yes, those are the obstacles. I'd rather not splatter those up through the roof of the Jeep.
Yeah, especially with my arm hanging out.
I wish you guys could be here because this Vista, you know, what this course lacks in trail obstacles, it makes up in just, we're in the middle of probably, I'm going to say 150 or 200 acres of pasture land with lakes on both sides of us. And it's really, I think this is part of what the previous years called the Savannah Run.
Yeah.
Because it really is. We're running a savanna. Oh, we're going to go through the drainage creek again.
Woohoo!
The lake on the right drains to the lake on the left through a creek line. That's actually a fairly deep gully. We're watching Jeeps nose down and disappear. So hopefully the nose cam is on. Oh, here
You want
comes-
to pause for 1 second? I can make sure.
Not really.
Okay.
I'll be nice to the following people.
He's dragging some bushes on his. Oh no, he's not. He's
No.
just parked over one.
Cruiser conversions.
Yep. See, that thing sounded a little grumbly.
He could be running an LS, or he could be running a Hemi. You know, with Bruiser, it could be a diesel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that the bottom of that ditch, well, that JK disappeared entirely. Watch the red one. Nose down, secondary bump, and
Gone.
poof, I'm gone. And then, oh, there he comes. I just saw the roof line. Come back up out of the ditch. Oh, the bank's been worn down. Uh-oh. Come on, come on, come on.
Give it some skinny. Give it some skinny.
Yeah. Oh, he made it. Little wheel spin there, a little crawl.
This is where it's okay to give it the beans.
I can.
Windows up.
Yeah, some of them are taking the. I'm going to go ahead and drop her down just for giggles. as well. Some do like screaming. I'd rather do it with a little bit of grace and
Alright. Oh, no water.
it is dry. Dive! Dive! Dive!
Whee!
All hatches closed.
Oh, this would be a great way to have your suspension pit video too. Let's make sure that she makes it. She's got the stick.
You got her? Yeah.
Yep. I even took a couple pictures for her.
I work the suspension here.
Uh-huh. Whee! Oof. Again, out of habit. I don't know why I'm doing it.
I don't either. It's kind of fun. I mean, this is not a Baja rig, but it does fairly well.
Yeah. Which is one thing too. I want to talk. When we do the show, I want to talk about the Mojave edition.
The Mojave edition.
Mojave, they're going after Raptor money
Oh.
and the TRD money.
And what power plant?
Same one.
Well, then it's not going to really put much of a challenge on the Raptor boys.
Not well, but the Raptor's a 3.5 turbocharged.
Yeah,
V6.
turbocharged. How many horsepower?
Hey, is it no replacement for displacement over here?
Yeah. That doesn't mean I don't respect turbos. I've got it on 3 of my vehicles, for God's sakes. 4, excuse me. I forgot one.
Oh yeah, okay, you're right. I'm like, wait a minute. And then I realized the Civic, the truck,
What? Yeah. Well,
the,
and then in that case, I forgot the
Mercedes,
Civic, so the 5.
and the
Now, how about the RV? And the
RV.
tractor?
okay, I forgot about the tractor. Forgot about the tractor. Well, see, some would say the Mercedes is a tractor because it's running a diesel motor.
Yeah, well, that's fine. You can call it a tractor. It'll still blow your doors off.
I love the friendly banter.
In fact, now that I think about it, this may be my only non-turbocharged. Hey, Gail, I'm going to put turbo on. I wonder how Edelbrock and Banks get together. Yeah, this would be some nice twisters. Too bad the Jeep doesn't do much to it.
Yeah, it's just anticlimactic. It feels like we're doing nothing.
I keep all 4 tires firmly planted on the ground at all time. The body, on the other hand, does what the heck it wants. There must be some kind of obstacle up here.
Yep.
We're sitting still, folks, for the moment.
Yes.
And we're moving.
I'm moving. Yes, I am. I'm moving. Da, da, da. I really hope the bumper cam is working. If not, you're going to see more of that. Because Kevin's going to have to do filler.
No, we'll just edit and it'll be a short video.
Well, at least you're not going to edit out all my bad jokes. I mean, why'd you edit out that joke?
I didn't. I will make sure that link is smooth across there, folks.
Smooth as my backside.
Oh, God, that's a picture I didn't need in my mind. Dory, you didn't train him too well.
I need an adult. I need an adult. Who am I kidding? I don't need an adult. I am the adult.
Oh, somebody dropped something. He just ran.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no, he just ran, got back in.
What, they dropped the person?
No.
Oh.
He dropped something out of his Jeep.
Okay.
Perhaps a cam.
Or a passenger. Hurry, 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 hurry.
Well, that could be arranged. I could pull the lever on the door.
No, I check for ejector seats. What's this button do? Roof comes off. Wait a minute, you got a Targa roof, you're working on the seat. Now I am a little concerned now.
Boingy, 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 boingy. Look, can you name the TV show that
Yes,
came?
animated. As soon as you said it, I know exactly who it was. It was Yakko,
And nose
wasn't it?
down.
Yeah.
Oh, I do hope the nose cam is running. be a nice shot. Dirt, 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 sky.
We like to call that the Bo Duke moment.
Yeah, you don't have the Luke stuff. I don't see no bow and arrow set crossbow with explosive bolts.
Over the dirt hill and through the woods to an adrenaline rush we go. Mirrors with trees, da 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 da. I hope the JK's got trail doors.
Did you just come up with that?
Right off the top of my shaven noggin, sir.
Little off camber here, folks.
Yes, we are. That's the off camera that really makes the wife nervous.
Really?
Yeah, it's the flopping.
Flopping's easy. It's the flipping that hurts.
Let's not test any theory. This has been known as the JWJ, the weekend of the flop. We don't need it. If you want me to stop talking, just say so.
No, I'm just trying to figure out where.
Kevin's over here playing NASA. Let's launch this sucker like a space shuttle. Hold on, Scott. I want to try something.
Yeah, here she comes.
Sweet. Again, a trail etiquette thing, guys. We are keeping an eye out for the person behind us.
Yes.
You know, it's important, especially in the even though they have guides, you know, telling Charlies and all that.
Alright, welcome to Clear Springs. This is your turn. It's gonna be your last until next. Your headset is, we currently call it white sugar. We're looking for new. Our gunner is Ronnie K. Tank. Over to the sandbox. You guys have any questions about that? I don't have the answers for you.
I have no idea what she said.
Yeah, that's the one problem with CBs.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one thing I will say is I have not heard her restart that Jeep. That is
No.
awesome. Even when I wheel the LJ a couple of times, I have to restart a couple of times because it's been a long time since I wheeled a stick. But I actually been pretty good with it.
Now, viewers, one thing I'll tell you about down here in Florida, some of the trails, they can get pretty good off camber. This year they have dropped a few on their sides, more due to driver, from what I've been told, than anything to do with the trails.
Right.
You know, if the trail's crooked and there's a rock on one side, do you really need to try and hit the rock and the crooked trail? Well, that's up to you.
Especially when we're turning. We talked about loading the suspension, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so you shift your CG. But the one thing is there's nothing hard on the trails. And when I say hard, I mean physically hard. There's no sharp rocks. There's no jutting cliffs. Unfortunately, Florida sand just flat refuses to take an edge. I don't care how hard you polish it. It just kind of goes, and flops down smooth. So every transition, oh boy, the sand pit looks like it's doing a business over there.
Yeah, man, I hope the camera's on.
I do too. Yeah, there's a hummock and a hill and a pit, and they've
That
dug the
looks
pit up.
really cool, man.
And I can't even see anything of the Jeep in the pit. I just see people from the waist up, and there's a Jeep down there probably because they're all looking down there.
Yeah.
Can you say winch cable? Good, I knew you could. Yeah, Scott, this is where an automatic transmission's nice. When you're on a group trail where you're in a line of Jeeps,
Yes.
you know, not having a stick and not pumping the leg.
I saw a picture the other day. It
Yeah,
showed
with the big
showed
calf.
the big calf on one side. He must drive a manual Jeep.
Oh, I
Yes.
do hope the nose cam is catching it, because you can see the white Jeep's camber is really kind of,
Give me 1 second. I'll run and check it.
well, go ahead.
This big.
Just go see if the red light's blinking. Yes, no?
Yes, we are. I even waved to it.
We'll leave that in for you, folks.
It's okay. We know Doug. We're allowed to do that. I have no idea. I'm just saying that. Oh,
Speaking of which, Doug, and he's with the Sheriff's Department. His
This is Ron on your gunner on the Pine Run. Can we do a radio check, please?
Ron, this is Kevin, about 10 Jeeps up from the back. We got you loud and clear.
yeah. But Doug, you and your team
Yeah.
did a fantastic job this year.
Yeah, this is awesome. This is absolutely fantastic. And here we go, and nose down, bang
Can we do a
angle.
radio check on the Pine Run?
Did he not get me, huh?
I don't know. Maybe they're trying to get the front guy.
Gotcha.
10-4, I hear you. Thank you, sir. We can try to keep the Jeeps a little tighter together where we're getting spread out.
I'm pretty close. We don't have an unusual gap here. I don't know if it's coming through, folks, on the video, but the CB, they're trying to tighten our group up. We're stretching out a bit.
Yep, they're trying to keep things moving so everyone can get a chance to drive today because the trail's shut down at
It's 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock today.
Yeah, we are kind of strung out because there's a trail lead over there.
That's one thing with the. I will say about the Rubicon and 513 gears. You put it in low range that they tell you to,
Yep.
you hold up the line.
You hold up the line. Is that another one of those that you could put it on in gear, open the door, step out, walk down, use the restroom, come back, and the Jeep's only moved a couple of feet ahead?
Freddie, that's exactly how Dory's Jeep was geared. We talked about that where I'd
Yep.
step on the gas and then lunge like a panther.
Yep.
But which is kind of interesting because here we are again with the Gladiator Rubicon, 410 gears.
Yeah, but you didn't have to pay for this set of
Back
gears.
half of the pine group, we need to try to get a little closer to the front half of the group.
Oh yeah, they're back there.
But I had the stupid low range of the 8-speed transmission,
Yeah.
and haven't had it in low range personally yet. We just tested the dealership to make sure it works, but I'm not going to go driving it on concrete very long.
No, I wouldn't go driving on concrete, period, unless it's in a dead straight line. Yeah, you want to. You guys should have said something when you came out to the new property. I'd let you run it around in the grass a little bit where it could have slipped.
It's all right though. We got the dirt road where the campers park, so
Yeah.
might give it a shot one day.
I'll probably edit out some of this slow crawl stuff because we're not really crawling hard. I think it's just our trail lead has slowed the group to try and get the tail gunners to catch up.
Yeah.
A little bit off camber.
Just a little bit. Of course, the footage will make it look like it's a Sunday drive on straight asphalt.
Yeah, that's true. But if you judge from the angle of the grass stems, that's pretty close to up and down.
But don't judge it by this Jeep, because this Jeep's straight as an arrow.
Well, no, we're leaning a little bit,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Well, that's one of the really cool things. The
It has a built-in inclinometer.
and all that kind of stuff. And the trail mode gives you all your temperatures too.
Remember, I used to have one up here. I done busted it.
Oh yeah. Well, but it also gives you all your engine temperatures, and it's kind of like almost like the Trail Dash did for us.
Yeah.
Which is actually really cool.
Oh, this is a nice little nose down, nose down, nose down. Whoa! I bet the nose cam looked good on that. You guys just ate some grass. Tell me how the cows like it.
We're just gonna chew some cud. I did say that right?
Yeah, chewing
Okay,
cud.
good. Some days I don't know if my
He's a
words.
city boy.
You take that back. I done growed up on 20 acres out in Bronson, Florida. You take that back.
You don't show it. You done hide it good. It's because you never went out on the farm. All you did was sit there and watch cartoonies.
No, I went out there with a shovel and dug holes and swallowed up my grandpappy's Impala. We're not going to go on that side. And I
So
done
we're going to
broke-
find next one of those buried car
Man,
videos.
I done broke more of his shovels by him backing over it with a tractor.
Because you
And
left it out, didn't you?
Look, I was so country, I watched my grandpappy spit on the tractor engine because he liked hearing that from his Taylor's Pride tobacco.
Ah.
When the elementary school, the high school, and the middle school was all one building. And I wish I was kidding.
You don't have to be, because that's the way. I wondered why they was doing that.
Oh, you didn't have it locked down?
Well, it is. It's loose. I got to tighten the adjuster nut.
Great thing to do while you're driving.
Well, hand me my wrenches and I will.
Nope. That means I gotta take the seatbelt off, and I know you already. Never take your seatbelt while on the trail. Unless you're sitting in your living room listening to On the Trail, then I hope you're not wearing a seatbelt while sitting on your couch.
Well, they may be watching the video too, and they have one of those little things that automatically tilts it, so it tilts like the Jeep is right about now.
Ben Axle Media is not responsible for messes made by when you vomiting if you have motion sickness while watching this video.
We are kind of nose down.
Dive,
Not ready
dive,
to-
dive.
There we go.
Close the screen door. Dive, dive, dive.
So that was an interesting maneuver. We just went down a 30-foot embankment to make a U-turn at the bottom and go back up a 30-foot embankment of sugar sand. Come on, Vic, your toy's got to do some work here.
Vic?
Edelbrock.
Ah, gotcha. Just out of curiosity, how is your temperatures looking?
My what?
Temperatures.
Rock solid, 195.
Good.
Because it's only 75 degrees outside for Florida.
I don't know. It's
No
always
comments from all of you up there at minus 20, but for us, that's kind of cool this time of year.
Yep.
No, I don't have much heat build on this beastie. I get a little bit if we really pull some long up hills, and it's more transmission than it is engine. On the other hand, the amount of dust I'm taking in, I can actually see it going in the snorkel. I think the air cleaner's going to need a washout after this event.
Yep. Well, they didn't really have any dust the past couple of days because it rained like Friday night.
Yeah. Oh, it's really good compared to what it has been before. There's just a
Oh,
few,
yeah.
few
Wow.
dry spots.
Last year we came down, it was a dust bowl.
Okay, nose cam is going to get tickled by some tall grass.
It tickles my belly. It's very interesting. The JK in front of us has had a gear work done or something, and I'm seeing the little tiny strand of RTV for a split second. Looks like gear oil just leaking right out of his diff cover.
Oh, it's just a strand of
Just a
silicone
strand
that
of
rubbed off the
silicone.
bottom.
I'm looking at that going, should we do that? And then I'm saw again being tickled by the high grass. I'm like, okay, either because as long
Either
as
it's empty or it's
Yeah,
gone.
exactly,
Well, so if you start to hear a whine,
or it's an RTV booger.
that's all it usually is. Oh, we're on the other side of the sugar pile.
Where's our person behind us?
Right there. Oh, no. Yeah, there. No, that's Silver. Did we lose her? Uh-oh. I wonder if she pulled off somewhere. Folks, we may have lost one of our rigs.
Nope, I see Olive. She's back there, a couple cars back.
Okay, so she shifted line position for some reason. Is that Doug's?
Nope.
Oh, he got a new one. No, that's not.
That's an LJ. I think you might be tippy tiring on in.
That's fine.
That's an LJ with a long arm.
He's across the tape.
She was behind us for the longest time, wasn't she?
Yep.
Don't know. He in the tall grass with hot exhaust.
Seeing Jeeps go across the skyline on the upper trail road.
Yep. Should have took a picture of the LJ in the tall grass.
That all you can see is the from the fender lines up. What he doesn't realize is this particular sawgrass that's growing out here is really good at stripping paint. I'm sitting here looking at nettles that are 6 and 7 feet tall.
What are nettles?
Those weeds right there with the small, sharp, prickly seed balls on it that stick to your clothes. But you can see they're all the way up. A good 2, almost 3 feet above the fence line there. These things right here.
Yeah.
So if you walk in that, you're going to be picking prickles out of your hair.
Not me. My
What
face,
about this
baby.
stuff?
Yeah. My face.
There must be some small challenge because we're going up doing banging a Yui, heading downhill, and then banging a Yui again, and going back uphill, and then going banging a Yui. Okay, we just got the airport queue. Up, around, down, around, up, around, and back down. The funny thing is, the ones going down disappear. Because do you see any Jeeps out there?
Nope.
The Twilight Zone.
They go into the center of the earth.
It is kind of freaky because I don't see where they're going. Oh, it's just, or is a lead Jeep just sitting there waiting?
I can't really tell, to be honest with you.
No, there's a trail going down on the other side of the ones going up to go down to go up. And judging by everybody's motions, I'll probably put her down in low just to
Well, the white Jeep right there is not moving.
correct. That could be a trail spotter. There's our tail end gunner. Do we have a stuck or a breakdown?
It's got the orange flag on it. I think that's a lead Jeep.
Yeah, that's what I thought. He may have just been waiting. Is this the line for the bathroom? Is this the line for the bathroom? Well, I didn't downshift, so that's all right. She'll climb this, no problem, even in regular. Oh, we're going up a little V-trench. Hey, look at that. A rock. I didn't know we had those in Florida. I bet it's an import.
That's a Daihatsu rock.
Well, I wasn't thinking that kind of import, but that's fine. I was thinking maybe Georgia, but hey. I'm gonna drop it.
Are you there? Are you there?
It's actually good you did that because it'll show
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
it'll show the articulation.
Oh, somebody left the fender.
Yeah.
Is that you, Beth? Come back, come back. I thought I heard you coming at me on the weather.
Pile of fender flares.
Yep.
I just talked to our trail guide. Their CD's not working.
Make sure that guy gets through. Okay.
That was fun.
For a brief second, I thought.
Oh, we flew a wheel. Nice.
What you doing, guys? A little articulation there? Yeah, that's pretty good.
You gonna fly one too? Not quite.
Someone's got an open mic on this channel.
Not me.
What's that? Oh, we got a junior jagger, huh?
That TJ, I don't think has your suspension.
Wait, what's it down there?
No. They're well within the capabilities.
Out through Rubicon.
Rock the Rubicon!
I'll go to see Olive and make sure that she gets through.
That's her
She's going
coming
through
up.
right now, yeah.
Coming first, so. Oh, she's going to back up for another pass.
No, there was one great. Yeah, the Ambo Jeep keeps getting stuck.
That's not her.
Yeah, she's right there. She's right behind me.
Oh, yeah. Stock suspension.